Today on a special Lake Commandos, we're back in the Lone Star State of Texas, where everything is big, including the bass. And if Alan Forshage has anything to say about it, those bass are just gonna keep getting bigger.
Look at that one.
Steve goes head-to-head with the director of the Texas Freshwater Fishery Center right now on Lake Commandos.
I love fishing new water. The challenge is always the same. Find fish, trigger strikes. Ooh, that's a big fish. But what I really love is beating the other guy. I got a fish. This is Lake Commandos.
They call this Lake X, a 107-acre man-made reservoir that serves as a big bass laboratory for Texas parks and wildlife. Lake X is essentially one large genetic petri dish for the development and growth of pure strain Florida largemouth bass. It's the testing ground for work being done by the Texas Freshwater Fishery Center under the direction of biologist Alan Forshage.
This is our research lake where we're trying to evaluate the long-term maximum growth of largemouth bass. And we're trying to improve that by a selective breeding program through our Share Lunker program, where we're using these very large females, 13 pounds and over, as our brood fish, and then the males are also offsprings of lunkers. The statement we use is the advancement of conservation through partnership. Yeah. And we're partnering up with a utility company, a mining company, but together we're working to improve bass fishing for Texas.
The Commandos are on a special mission today. The primary mission is to locate and catch midwinter trophy largemouth bass on a small southern reservoir. The secondary mission is to show us all why Texas is leading the way in the development and distribution of giant largemouth bass.
We went from having only one lake in Texas that produced a 13-pounder back in 1943 to over 62 lakes today, all across Texas, that have produced 13-pound plus bass. And that's just an incredible success story.
One of the reasons behind this success story is Lake X, and here are the details. It's a former lignite mine that's just over 100 acres in size with a max depth of 60 feet. Habitat and cover is plentiful, with a steep shoreline break typical of a mine pit lake, a number of man-made rock humps and points, and a wealth of vegetation, including brushy pondweed and hydrilla. The forage base is tailor-made for growing big bass, including fathead minnows, threadfin shad, and gizzard shad. For a late winter outing, the weather is perfect, perhaps a little too perfect, with air temps in the mid-70s, water temps in the high 50s, sunny skies, and a light wind. Those are the conditions the Lake Commandos are facing, and we're about to find out their plan of attack. But we want to know how you would fish it, so let us know online.
I'm a big fan of the purple worm, and so today I'm using a Havoc Federale, and it's a purplish worm. I think the color's plum, but the slogan on the package that I took this worm out of says "Unleash the action," and I'm fixing to unleash the action against Steve. For my line today, I'm using a 15-pound test fluorocarbon. I like using that line because it sinks and it's virtually invisible.
I like Alan's big worm pattern because big worms catch big bass. Me, I'm going to try something new today. The Alabama rig has taken the bass fishing nation by storm in recent years, racking up huge tournament weights and catching monster fish. Berkley makes a smaller version called the mini schooling rig that I think will be perfect for working the submerged vegetation that rings this lake. I'm going to throw it on a 7-foot 6-inch medium heavy Abu Garcia Veritas rod with a Revo Premier reel. I've got it spooled with 50-pound braid and topped with a liter of 20-pound trilene 100% fluorocarbon. And this is the rig that's going to take Alan down today. And then the worms, you got the worms back there?
Yeah, I got them back here.
I always like the guests to go first because it makes them feel a little more comfortable and a little more control. And Alan wanted to fish worms today. He declined to run the boat which was great with me because I like fishing in the front of the boat. It gives you a little bit of an advantage, but also gives you a little more control. We pulled up to a spot. Alan made a cast from the back of the boat. I made a cast from the front of the boat. Got him. Oh, look at that one. Oh, they're strong in this lake, Alan. What do you got for a forage base in here? I mean, these things are chunky.
Threadfin shad.
Look at that.
We introduced gizzard shad as well, and plus bluegill are the main forage.
Wow, that fish came almost from under the boat here.
Yeah.
So it takes almost no time for Lake X to produce. Could it be a sign of big things to come, or will the first cast curse come into play?
Got him. Oh, man.
Too bad, Steve. Try a smaller hook.
Lake Commandos is brought to you by Abu Garcia for life, Trilene, Anglers Trust Berkeley Trilene, Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time, Spider Wire, nothing gets away, Fish Hound, real-time fishing reports, and by Garmin, the clearest scanning sonar images on the water. The Lake Commandos are in East Texas on a 107-acre lake built specifically as a laboratory for studying growth rates of Florida strain largemouth bass that the state uses as broodstock in its stocking program. The lake is maintained by the Texas Freshwater Fisheries Center and Director Alan Forshage, and is the testing ground for the state's program of breeding bigger, stronger, genetically pure largemouth bass. It's a program that relies heavily on a unique partnership between Texas Parks and Wildlife and regular everyday fishermen called Share-a-Lunker.
What we do, any angler anywhere in Texas that legally catches a 13-pound or larger largemouth bass, we'll come pick it up, and we'll take that fish back to the fishery center. We do genetics work on it, and if it's a pure Florida bass, then we'll use it in a breeding program, a selective breeding program, which we call Operation World Record. Nobody has had the lunker program that we have. Yesterday, we caught our 555th share lunker, came from Lake Austin. We sent a truck out of San Marcos. It's now in the San Marcos fish hatchery. And it's just been such a successful program. The biggest thing I'm sharing with Steve, in my opinion, is how Texas not only works with our anglers, but with the industry to try to make fishing better for all Texans. And that may be unique to Texas. In the last couple of years, we've had quite a few 16s and 15s, but the world record's only 22 and a half, or 22.4. So why not? And we're hoping by doing a selective breeding program that we can produce that 20-pound plus fish. And my goal before I retire, if I retire, is to produce a 120-pound bass somewhere in Texas. And I think we're gonna do it, I really do. I got one coming.
Yeah?
All right, there you go.
Good one?
No, hell, it got off too. Oh, I know what you did. You gave me a little hook.
Everybody blames my hook.
You know, look at that little baby hook you gave me.
You want a different one?
Yes, I do.
There's a whole tackle
I
box.
missed 2 fish because of that hook right there.
Bite, bite. I missed them too.
All right.
No, I didn't. I got them there.
Came back and got it.
Yeah, small fish. Oh. You know, I like how to define small fish. 2.5 pounds.
Yeah, really. Earlier you asked me about the Share Lunker program, and I said it's an angler recognition program. But what we give the angler, if they give us one of their fish that's 13 pounds and larger, we give them a replica of that fish. Plus we have a banquet every year on National Fishing Day. It's one of the most fun banquets that I do because nobody there is mad at us about anything. And those guys have caught the biggest fish of their life. And so it's just a great program. You know, another fish we brought in was the striped bass, which is totally, you know, it's on the Texas coast or been reported on the Texas coast. Yep. But we introduced them to our reservoirs. Hey, I got one. And they have been a big hit. And what we're trying to do is utilize habitat that's not being used by our native species. Close enough.
That was not a hand grenade.
Close enough.
Oh,
I'll slow down, let him get a picture of it.
You get credit for it. Marine engines live a tough life. One of the most important procedures you can add to your maintenance program is freshwater flushing. Regular flushing of your motor's cooling system helps prevent corrosion as well as debris from damaging your engine. This is especially true in salt water, but it's also true in many freshwater lakes and rivers. Yamaha makes flushing simple by the addition of these external couplers. You just attach it to your garden hose, turn the water on, and let it run for about 10 to 15 minutes. Consult your owner's manual or your local dealer if you have questions on how to flush your own outboard. When it comes to achieving peak performance, maintenance matters.
This segment is brought to you by Yeti Coolers. Yeti, wildly stronger, keep ice longer. On a private research lake in East Texas, Commandos Steve Pennaz and fisheries biologist Forshage are going head-to-head in a battle to find and catch trophy largemouth bass. The 2-hour period fishing Allen's Texas-rigged worm produced a number of solid fish, but no trophies. Now it's time to pull out the unique Berkeley schooling rig and put Steve's plan to work.
Oh, I actually got a fish.
Got one?
I don't want him to throw it. I don't want him to jump. Wow.
The petite rig.
Dang, they fight. Man. People want to fish that fight harder. We got it. Look at this girl.
Yeah.
She is in good shape compared to the last one we just caught.
Absolutely.
She's in excellent shape. She took the little minnow, but there is nothing wrong with her.
Oh, I think you're dangerous. You caught the last 2.
That's good. I told you not to talk smack.
But I'd fished with you before. Good one.
Good.
Just a bigger fish.
Any net?
No, I don't think so.
Good fish.
A nice one. I got him hooked twice.
No, he's about a 5.
Yep, he's not a 6, but look at that one.
Congratulations.
Boy, look at that on the petite rig. Beautiful fish, huh? I'll take him.
He's a son of a lunker.
Yes, that's a big fish. Boom, gone. You know, the A rig or the Alabama rig has really exploded on popularity, and there's a lot of different variations. This is a petite rig from Berkeley. It's actually just a 2-hook bait with a sinker, with a spinner on it, and a sinker up front that brings it on down. And Alan's fishing a 3-hook version. This one I'm counting down. I'm letting it hit the outside edge and just counting down 2 or 3, and it's just a simple, slow retrieve that almost fish it like a spinner bait. Now I've got exposed hooks. Alan's are actually buried in the baits, and so he's casting up in the shallow stuff, and he's actually doing better than I am up in here. But the actual rig that I've got on, I'm working the deeper edge looking for bigger fish. You know, this lake is loaded with big bass. Alan is certain there's a 13-pound plus fish in here. We know the lake record's over 10. The challenge is going to be that as Florida bass get bigger, they can get tougher to catch. And so we're not in here at prime time. It's late winter. Conditions aren't great. There is a warming trend, but we got high sun, very few clouds, and no wind.
That's a nice fish.
That is a nice one.
One thing that we tried to do with this lake is to keep a naive population. We don't allow people to fish it. We only fish it probably at the maximum 10 times a year.
Classic largemouth.
Good condition.
They're getting a little bit bigger.
Yep, that's a good thing.
I still want to set the hook and have the drag slip.
I love it when they almost take it away from me.
The Commandos are reaping the rewards of the incredible genetic work being done by Texas fisheries biologists. But they're still waiting for that true trophy bite. One thing we know for sure is double-digit fish are here in Lake X. The question is, will the Commandos find one? Lake Commandos is brought to you by Yeti Coolers, wildly stronger, keep ice longer. Johnson Fishing. Yamaha Marine, reliability starts here. Not too kinky, no kinks ever. Fraybill, trusted gear since 1938. And by Plano, protect your passion. The Lake Commandos are on a quest for a giant Texas largemouth bass, the product of an aggressive selective breeding program headed by biologist Alan Forshage. The bite has been steady all day, and right now the Berkeley mini schooling rig pattern is on fire. An eye-opener for everyone, including the guy who chose to fish it.
There's one. Got him. Oh, man. What do you feed these things?
Genetics.
Oh.
Good genes. Look at that. Oh, that's a nice fish.
Look at that. You know, I have to admit, I'm learning how to fish this rig.
I like the rig, I like the action, and we haven't missed as many fish. When they hit it, and you actually get to catch the fish every time. Whereas the worms, we're missing quite a few of those guys.
What we got is scattered weeds around here, and we're just swimming it over the top. And I like to have the sun actually this angle so I can see the bait, but like I'm watching it come along and I just drop it. And a lot of bites are coming right on that drop. Whoa! There you go.
Little guy. They're out here feeding on shad is what they're doing.
I think so.
Males are always the first ones to head to shallow water in the spring. But he's a small little fish, but excellent condition, fun to catch.
There's one. Oh, the average fish here is just...
Look how fat she is.
I mean, I think they got an underwater McDonald's here. Look at that. Just a classic, gorgeous bass.
This really did turn out to be a great day on the water. We never did find one of those giants that certainly inhabit the lake we fished today, but there was a strong population of 3 to 5 pounders, and we had a ball figuring them out. Thanks to Alan, I learned more about big bass today than any other 24-hour period. It's clear Texas is highly successful in stocking bass that not only thrive in their waters, they also have the potential to grow to massive sizes. Will Texas produce a world record bass? Who knows? But I admire professionals like Alan Forshage who reach for lofty goals, not for themselves, but for the benefit of all. I'll also remember today as the first time I left the dock planning to fish an umbrella rig. The versatility of both the Berkeley mini schooling rig and the Ripple schooling rig was surprising. Both fished very much like a spinnerbait, and both took fish shallow and deep.
Thank you for sharing your lake. It was a lot of fun today.
You know, we've always had a good time fishing, and you've seen this fish in this lake in hot action. And today is a wintertime pattern, but we still caught a lot of nice fish.
The good news is you got to share your lake, but the bad news is the hammer came down on you today.
Well, when you come to Texas, we're always nice to our company, so it's something we have to do down here.
Good, you can buy me dinner. Let's go.
You got it.
Here's your chance to go commando and win what works. Log on to our Facebook page and enter our free Win What Works sweepstakes. Every week, we'll pick one lucky winner and send them the same baits we used in that week's Lake Commandos mission. So enter today and go commando.
You know, the idea of fishing where you think you might catch the biggest fish you've ever caught in your life, it's just an incredible feeling whether you catch it or not. And I think that's the lure of the Share Lunker program, because it shows Texans these fish are out there.
I'm Captain George Mitchell. This is Coastal Chaos. I keep my radar on most of the day, especially in tight quarters and in inclement weather. Two things: it's a great safety feature, but I can also tailor my fishing based on my current conditions. Hey, here's what I'm talking about. We're snapper fishing today. I got my go-to numbers on. Looking at my radar, there's a couple of blips I don't recognize. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go up and take a sniff around. I bet you it's commercial pogie boats, and boy, does a snapper level pogie. I even keep the radar on when we're offshore, especially on those long runs. Not too long ago, we're on our way running to Medusa. What do we see? A blip on the radar, no icons, nothing there. Ease up to it, and it's a half-sunk burnout boat, slap loaded with fish. In open water, when I'm heading offshore, I'll bump my gain up pretty high. I like to look for birds. You'll see a lot of other stuff, little spots on the sea surface and whatnot, but that right there is a big flock of birds, and that right there is fish. There's a radar to fit all your needs, be it a small skiff or a large commercial boat. For more info, check out FarunoUSA.com. Coastal Chaos, tips for serious saltwater anglers.